The champagne glass shattered against the hardwood floor the exact moment my sister called me a loser in front of 60 people. But that wasn't even the worst part of what happened at her baby shower. My name is Victoria Chen, and I'm about to tell you how one sentence destroyed my sister's entire existence while simultaneously saving mine. If you want the full truth about what that envelope contained, hit so this story reaches more people who've been humiliated by family. 3 months before that baby shower, I was riding high. 27 years old, crushing it as a senior marketing analyst at Meridian Tech, pulling six figures, living in a downtown loft that made my sister Jennifer seethe with jealousy every time she visited. Jennifer was 32, married to Brandon, a pharmaceutical sales rep who thought wearing expensive watches made him interesting. They lived in the suburbs, had the white picket fence, the golden retriever, the whole manufactured dream. But Jennifer had always needed to be better than me. Always. When I made honor roll, she'd remind everyone she'd been valedictorian. When I got my first car, she'd coincidentally upgrade hers the same month. Our mother called it healthy competition. I called it pathological. Then Meridian Tech started having problems. The CEO got caught in a scandal, stocks tanked, and layoffs began. I survived the first 2 rounds, but the third one got me. November 15th. They gave me 4 weeks severance and a handshake that felt like a slap. I didn't tell anyone immediately. Stupid pride. I thought I'd land something quickly with my credentials. I was wrong. The market had frozen. Everyone was in survival mode. Weeks turned into months. My savings started evaporating. I picked up freelance gigs that paid garbage but kept my LinkedIn looking active. Jennifer, meanwhile, got pregnant. Oh, the announcement was orchestrated like a royal proclamation. She invited the whole family to dinner and had Brandon film her surprising everyone with baby booties. Mom cried. Dad opened champagne. Jennifer glowed with smug satisfaction. That's when the dig started. Victoria, you should come help me decorate the nursery. I know you probably have free time now. Vic, maybe you could babysit when the baby comes? Since your schedule's so flexible. Each comment was a needle. I smiled through them all. The baby shower was scheduled for February 23rd at the Rosewood Estate, this bougie venue with crystal chandeliers and marble everything. Jennifer had invited everyone, family, friends, her mommy group cult, Brandon's colleagues. I wore my best dress, brought an expensive gift I couldn't afford, and prepared to endure. The shower was painfully Jennifer. Pastel pink everything, personalized macarons, a champagne tower. She held court like a queen, one hand always on her belly, soaking up attention. I was standing near the dessert table talking to our cousin Maya when Jennifer clinked her glass. Everyone turned. She was glowing, radiant, performatively pregnant. I just want to thank everyone for coming, she began, voice dripping with artificial sweetness. This baby is so blessed to have such amazing people in their life. Then her eyes found mine across the room, and she smiled. Comment karma if you can already sense where this is going. I especially want to thank my sister Victoria for being here, Jennifer continued, her voice carrying across the silent room. Despite everything she's going through, my stomach dropped. Maya's hand found my arm. I mean, it takes real courage to show up when your life is falling apart, Jennifer said, and several people laughed nervously. My loser sister couldn't even keep a job, but here she is, supporting me anyway. Let's give her a round of applause for trying. The room erupted in laughter. Not uncomfortable laughter. Real, genuine amusement. These people were enjoying my public humiliation. My face burned. The champagne glass in my hand trembled. Across the room, Mom looked uncomfortable but said nothing. Dad was suddenly fascinated by his phone. Brandon was grinning like Jennifer had just told the world's funniest joke. Jennifer, I started, but my voice came out weak. Oh, don't be embarrassed, Vic, she interrupted, touching her belly dramatically. Unemployment happens. You'll land on your feet eventually. I mean, you have to, right? Can't live off savings forever. More laughter. Someone whispered something to their neighbor. I caught the words always knew and overrated. I was going to leave. Just turn around and walk out with whatever dignity I had left. But something kept me frozen. Maybe it was shock. Maybe it was rage so pure it paralyzed me. Jennifer was still talking, milking the moment. Honestly, I worry about her. Being jobless at 27? In this economy? That's... The door to the ballroom opened. Everyone turned. The laughter died immediately. A woman walked in, late 40s, severe gray suit, designer bag, heels that clicked against marble like gunshot. Her hair was pulled back so tight it could have been a facelift. She had the kind of face that never smiled unless there was profit in it. I recognized her instantly. My blood turned to ice. Catherine Brennan, CEO of Brennan Media Group, one of the largest media conglomerates on the East Coast, worth about $400 million, give or take. Also, critically, Jennifer's boss. Jennifer worked in their HR department, processing paperwork and scheduling interviews. She'd been there for 6 years, bragging constantly about being part of the Brennan family. She didn't know Catherine personally. The woman had 3,000 employees, but she worshipped her from afar. And Catherine had just walked into the baby shower. "I apologize for being late," Catherine said, her voice cutting through the silence like a scalpel. Traffic was abysmal. Jennifer's face transformed. The smugness evaporated, replaced by desperate professionalism. "Ms. Brennan, oh my God, I'm so honored you could make it. I didn't think—" "I almost didn't," Catherine interrupted smoothly, "but I make it a point to attend significant employee events when possible. Baby showers, weddings, funerals." Her smile was terrifying, especially when they're this enlightening. Jennifer laughed, high and nervous. "Well, we're just so thrilled." "I caught the end of your speech," Catherine continued, moving deeper into the room. Her eyes swept across the guests, landing briefly on me before returning to Jennifer. "Something about your sister?" The color drained from Jennifer's face. "Type. Yes, if you want to see Catherine destroy her right now." "Oh, I was just joking around," Jennifer stammered, her voice climbing an octave. "Family banter. You know how it is. Family banter," Catherine repeated, each syllable deliberate. She reached into her designer bag. How delightful. The room was completely silent. You could hear people breathing. "Ms. Brennan, can I get you some champagne? Or maybe—" Jennifer was spiraling, her perfect hostess mask cracking. "I won't be staying long," Catherine said. She pulled out a manila envelope. Expensive paper, Brennan Media Group logo embossed in gold. "I actually came to deliver this personally." Seemed appropriate given the celebratory atmosphere. She held it out to Jennifer. My sister took it with shaking hands, confused. "What is this?" "Open it," Catherine suggested. Her tone was pleasant. Her eyes were glacial. Jennifer fumbled with the envelope, her manicured nails struggling with the seal. Brandon moved closer, trying to look supportive. The entire room watched. She pulled out the letter, started reading. Her face went from confused to pale to absolutely bloodless in the span of 5 seconds. "I don't understand," Jennifer whispered. "Read it aloud," Catherine instructed. "Sharing is caring, isn't that right? You seem to enjoy public announcements." Jennifer's hands trembled so violently the paper rattled. This says I'm terminated, effective immediately." The room exploded in gasps and whispers. "What?" Brandon grabbed the letter. "There has to be a mistake." "No mistake," Catherine said calmly. "Jennifer's employment with Brennan Media Group ended the moment I walked through that door." Jennifer's eyes filled with tears. "But why? I've been there 6 years. My performance reviews were excellent. I never—" "You violated our ethics policy," Catherine stated. "Specifically, the section regarding professional conduct and company representation. You see, Jennifer, when you accept employment with my organization, you represent my brand. Always. Even at baby showers." "I don't understand." Jennifer was crying now, mascara starting to run. "What did I do?" Catherine's smile was sharp enough to draw blood. "You publicly humiliated someone. Mocked them for Unemployment. Weaponized their professional struggles for entertainment. That was my sister. That's different. Is it? Catherine's voice cut like a whip. Because from where I stood, I heard a Brennan Media Group employee. Someone who processes terminations, who handles severance paperwork, who knows exactly how devastating job loss can be. Turn someone's private pain into a punchline. The silence was suffocating. That's not who we are, Catherine continued. That's not what we tolerate. We have 12 corporate values posted in every office. Do you remember value number 6, Jennifer? Jennifer was sobbing. I don't. Compassion and dignity for all, Catherine recited. I find it fascinating that you mock your sister for job loss while sitting in a position that exists specifically to manage that trauma with grace. Tell me, how many termination meetings have you scheduled in 6 years? How many people have sat across from you, terrified about their future while you process their paperwork? Jennifer couldn't answer. She was hyperventilating. Brandon tried to intervene. Now wait just a minute. You wait, Catherine said softly. I'm not finished. Comment justice if you're loving every second of this. Catherine turned to address the entire room. Let me share something with all of you. Something Jennifer doesn't know because she's too junior to attend executive meetings. Jennifer was still clutching the termination letter, tears streaming down her face. Mom had gone pale. Dad looked like he wanted to disappear. The guests were frozen, champagne glasses suspended midair. 3 months ago, Catherine continued, Brennan Media Group acquired a controlling stake in a failing tech company called Meridian. We've been restructuring quietly. New leadership, new strategy, major hiring push. We're rebranding it as Meridian Digital and positioning it as our innovation hub. My heart stopped. Meridian, my former company. We needed someone exceptional to lead the marketing transformation, Catherine said. Someone who understood the company culture, knew the client base, could hit the ground running. Someone with a proven track record despite the previous leadership's catastrophic failures. She turned and looked directly at me. Someone like Victoria Chen. The room spun. I couldn't breathe. We've been pursuing Victoria for 8 weeks, Catherine said. Ever since my acquisition team identified her as the standout talent in that mess of a company, we've had multiple conversations. She's been consulting with us remotely, proving her value repeatedly. And yesterday, she verbally accepted our offer to become Director of Strategic Marketing for Meridian Digital. Salary, $240,000. Full executive benefits, stock options, company car. Jennifer made a sound like a wounded animal. The formal offer letter was supposed to arrive next week, Catherine continued, still looking at me. But, given today's revelations, I think Victoria deserves to know exactly where she stands right now. She reached into her bag again, pulled out another envelope. This one was thicker, more expensive looking. Victoria, Catherine said, walking over to me. Your official offer. Effective March 1st. I've included the signing bonus check. $75,000. I hope that helps with any immediate financial concerns. She handed me the envelope. I took it with numb fingers, opened it, saw my name on a contract that looked like a fever dream, saw a check with more zeros than my last 3 months of freelancing combined. You've been... I couldn't form words. This whole time? Every conversation you thought was consulting work? Catherine smiled. It was warm now, genuine. That was your extended interview. You passed spectacularly. Welcome to Brennan Media Group, Victoria. I look forward to working with you. The room erupted. People were talking over each other. Maya was grabbing my arm, screaming. Mom looked absolutely stunned. Jennifer was sitting on the floor, still holding her termination letter, sobbing hysterically. Brandon was yelling something about lawsuits and unfair dismissal. The baby shower had transformed into absolute chaos. Catherine raised her voice slightly. Oh, and Jennifer? The severance package you'll be processing for yourself? Standard 2 weeks. Unlike your sister, whom you mocked for receiving 4 weeks from a company I now own. I hope you appreciate the irony. She turned back to me. Victoria, I have a car waiting. Would you like to leave the situation? I looked at Jennifer, at Mom and Dad, at all these people who'd laughed at my humiliation 30 minutes ago. Share this video so everyone understands how fast karma can hit. Actually, I said, my voice surprisingly steady, I'd like to stay a few more minutes. Catherine's eyebrow raised slightly. Then she smiled. Of course. I'll wait outside. Take all the time you need. She walked out, heels clicking, leaving absolute devastation in her wake. The silence that followed was unbearable. Everyone was staring at me. Some looked shocked. Others looked guilty. A few looked calculating, probably already trying to rewrite their reactions in their heads. Jennifer was still on the floor, makeup destroyed, designer maternity dress rumpled, clutching that termination letter like it might change if she held it hard enough. Brandon was red-faced, furious, impotent. I walked over to them slowly, stood above my sister. Victoria, please, Jennifer started, voice broken. Don't, I said quietly. Don't you dare ask me for anything. I was joking. I didn't mean. You meant every word. My voice was ice. You've been waiting months to do that, to publicly destroy me, to make yourself feel superior while I was drowning. You never told us you were working with Brennan, Mom interjected, trying to salvage something. If we'd known. If you'd known what? You would have defended me? I laughed, cold and sharp. You sat there and watched her humiliate me. Both of you. You said nothing. Dad had the decency to look ashamed. Mom just looked confused, like she couldn't understand how this had all gone so wrong. I didn't tell you because it wasn't finalized, I continued, and because every single time I've shared good news, Jennifer has found a way to poison it. New job? She'd have spent months undermining it. Success? She'd have made it about her somehow. So I learned to protect myself. We're family, Jennifer sobbed. Family forgives. Family doesn't weaponize your pain for entertainment. I cut her off. Family doesn't mock you at your lowest point in front of 60 people. Family doesn't laugh while you're bleeding. I looked around the room, at Jennifer's friends, her mommy group, Brandon's colleagues, and all of you. You laughed. You enjoyed it. How many of you have struggled? Lost jobs? Felt worthless? But watching someone else suffer was funny, right? Several people looked away. Good. I turned back to Jennifer. You wanted everyone to see me as a loser, someone to pity, someone beneath you. Well, now everyone gets to see exactly who you are. Someone so insecure, so desperate to feel superior, that you'd destroy your own sister to feel better about yourself. I'm pregnant, Jennifer screamed. You're doing this while I'm pregnant. You did this while I was unemployed and struggling, I replied. At least you have Brandon's income. At least you have support. I had nothing, and you kicked me anyway. Brandon finally spoke, voice shaking with rage. This is bullshit. Catherine Brennan is retaliating because of personal bias. We'll sue. We'll own her entire company. I actually laughed. Please do. I'd love to watch you explain to a judge why your wife's public cruelty should be protected. I'm sure that'll go great. Type destroyed if you think Jennifer deserved every second of this. Maya appeared at my elbow, grinning like a wolf. Vic, I recorded the whole thing. Jennifer's speech, Catherine's entrance, everything. It's already backed up to cloud storage. Jennifer's face went from red to gray. Delete that, right now. Why? Maya asked innocently. You seem so proud of your speech. I thought you'd want to remember it forever. You can't post that, Brandon snarled. That's defamation. It's documentation, I corrected, and it's staying exactly where it is. Insurance policy. I looked at the gift table, piled high with expensive presents wrapped in designer paper. Found mine easily. It was the biggest box, wrapped in silver with a white ribbon. I'd spent $400 I couldn't afford on a luxury stroller system Jennifer had registered for. I picked it up. What are you doing? Jennifer's voice cracked. Taking back my gift, I said simply. I think I'll return it. Put that money towards something worthwhile. Maybe a nice dinner to celebrate my new position. You can't just watch me. I tucked the box under my arm. Oh, and Jennifer? That offer you made earlier? About babysitting because my schedule's so flexible? She stared at me, mascara streaked and broken. I won't be available, I continued. Director-level positions tend to be demanding, but I'm sure you'll find someone. Maybe one of your friends here who thought unemployment was hilarious. I'm sure they'd love to help out while you're job hunting. The cruelty in my voice surprised even me. But God, it felt good. Mom finally found her voice. Victoria Chen, that is enough. This is still your sister. My sister just tried to destroy me in front of everyone we know. I shot back. My sister weaponized my private struggles for public entertainment. My sister has spent 6 months needling me, mocking me, diminishing me. And you said nothing. You enabled it. We didn't realize. You didn't want to realize, I interrupted, because it was easier to let Jennifer be cruel than to confront her. Just like it's always been. Dad spoke up, voice quiet. That's not fair. Isn't it? I challenged. How many times have I told you she was sabotaging me? How many times did you tell me I was being sensitive, that I should be the bigger person? That family comes first? Silence. Family does come first, I said softly. That's why this hurts so much. Because you chose her cruelty over my dignity. Every single time. I turned to leave, then paused. Looked back at Jennifer one more time. You wanted to announce something at your baby shower, I said. To make a moment everyone would remember. Congratulations. You succeeded. This will definitely be unforgettable. Jennifer was sobbing so hard she couldn't speak. Brandon had his arm around her, glaring at me like I was the villain in this scenario. Maybe I was. Maybe I should have been gracious, risen above it, shown mercy. But mercy is for people who show remorse. Jennifer wasn't sorry she'd humiliated me. She was sorry she'd been caught. Sorry there were consequences. There's a difference. I walked toward the door. Maya followed, still grinning. Comment done if you would have walked out too. Catherine was waiting in the hallway, leaning against the wall, checking her phone. She looked up when I emerged. That took longer than I expected, she said mildly. Everything resolved? As much as it's going to be, I replied. My hands were shaking, adrenaline crash starting. Good. My car's downstairs. Let's get you somewhere quieter. She glanced at the gift box under my arm. Returning that? Absolutely. Smart. Never waste money on people who don't value you. She started walking, and I followed. I should probably apologize for the dramatic entrance. That wasn't entirely professional. Don't, I said quickly. That was the most amazing thing I've ever witnessed. Catherine laughed, sharp and genuine. I'll be honest, Victoria. I was planning to give you the offer letter next week at our scheduled meeting, but when my assistant mentioned your sister's baby shower was today, I looked into it, found out where it was being held, and I thought, why not attend? Network a bit. Jennifer had listed me on the guest list. Presumptuous, since we'd never spoken. But whatever. We reached the elevator. She pressed the button. Then I walked in late and heard her little speech. Catherine continued. Heard her mock you for unemployment. Heard those people laugh. And I thought, no, absolutely not. Not someone I'm about to make a director. The elevator doors opened. We stepped inside. You fired her to defend me, I said quietly. I fired her because she violated company policy, Catherine corrected. But yes, the timing was strategic. I've built my career on reading people, Victoria. Your sister isn't just cruel, she's insecure. And insecure people create toxic environments. I don't tolerate that in my organization. The elevator descended smoothly. My reflection in the mirrored walls looked shell-shocked. The job offer is real, Catherine said, meeting my eyes in the reflection. The salary, the bonus, all of it. This wasn't about revenge, though I won't pretend the timing wasn't satisfying. You earned this position. Your work over the past 8 weeks proved that. I thought I was just doing consulting work, I admitted. I had no idea it was an extended interview. The best interviews are the ones where people don't know they're being evaluated, Catherine said. You showed me how you think, how you problem solve, how you handle pressure. And you excelled. Jennifer's humiliation didn't get you this job. Your talent did. The elevator reached the ground floor. Doors opened. Her humiliation just made the delivery more satisfying, Catherine added with a slight smile. A black Mercedes was waiting outside, driver standing ready. Catherine's world. I was about to become part of it. One question, I said as we walked toward the car. How did you know? About me and Jennifer? Background checks are thorough, Catherine replied. When we vet executive candidates, we look at everything: family dynamics, personal relationships, potential conflicts. I knew Jennifer worked in my HR department. I knew she was your sister. I knew there was tension. She paused, hand on the car door. What I didn't know was how deep her cruelty ran. Today was illuminating. If this story is giving you chills, hit that subscribe button right now. The car pulled away from the Rosewood estate. I watched it disappear in the side mirror, that pink palace where my sister's perfect shower had imploded spectacularly. You're quiet, Catherine observed. Processing, I admitted. 30 minutes ago, I was unemployed and humiliated. Now I'm a director making $250,000 and my sister's life is destroyed. It's a lot. Your sister's life isn't destroyed, Catherine said. Her ego is bruised. Her employment is terminated. But she has a husband, a baby on the way, presumably some savings. She'll recover. The question is whether she'll learn anything. I thought about Jennifer sobbing on the floor. Part of me felt guilty. Part of me felt vindicated. The rest just felt exhausted. You don't owe her guilt, Catherine said, reading my face. What happened today was consequence, not cruelty. She made a choice. You didn't force her to humiliate you publicly. My mom will say I went too far, I said quietly. Your mother watched you be humiliated and said nothing, Catherine replied. Her opinion on proportionate response is irrelevant. We drove in silence for a few minutes. The city passed by outside, familiar streets that suddenly felt different. Everything felt different. Can I ask you something? I said finally. Anything. Why do you care? Not about the job. I understand business. But the personal part, defending me. You don't know me that well. Catherine was quiet for a moment, considering. When I was 26, I worked at a venture capital firm. Junior analyst. I was brilliant. Everyone knew it. But I was also a woman in a room full of men who thought brilliance had a gender requirement. She looked out the window, remembering. My supervisor. Older guy. Real shark. He loved to humiliate me in meetings, questioning my research, dismissing my insights, making jokes about how I'd gotten my position. Everyone laughed. It was sport. What did you do? I documented everything. Every dismissal, every insult, every idea he stole from me. Built a file 6 inches thick. Then I took it to the managing partner and explained that either I got promoted and my supervisor got fired, or I'd walk across the street to their biggest competitor and take every client relationship I'd built with me. Catherine smiled coldly. He was gone by end of day. I made partner at 29. Jesus. The point is, I remember what it feels like to be underestimated, to be mocked, to watch people enjoy your suffering. And I promised myself that if I ever had power, I'd use it to protect people who reminded me of who I was. She turned to look at me directly. You remind me of me, Victoria. Brilliant, driven, fighting through circumstances that aren't your fault while people who should support you kick you instead. I see myself in you, the person I was before I learned to be ruthless. And you think I need to learn that? I think you already know it, Catherine said. You just demonstrated it upstairs, walking out with your dignity, taking back your gift, leaving your sister to contemplate her choices. That wasn't mercy. That was strategy. It felt like rage. Rage and strategy aren't mutually exclusive, Catherine replied. The best revenge is competence paired with perfect timing. Comment, ruthless if Catherine is your new hero. My phone started buzzing, text after text flooding in. Maya. OMG Vic, that was insane. Maya. Your sister literally cannot stop crying. Maya. Your mom is trying to make everyone stay but people are leaving. Maya. This is the best baby shower in history. Then texts from numbers I didn't recognize. Friends of Jennifer, probably. People who'd laughed at her joke. Unknown. Hey Victoria, this is Shanice from the shower. I just wanted to say, congratulations on your new position. Unknown. Vic, it's Marcus, Brandon's friend. Really impressed by how you handled that situation. Would love to connect on LinkedIn. I showed Catherine. She snorted. Opportunists. Now that you have power, suddenly they want to know you. Should I respond? That depends. Do you want to build a network or burn bridges? I thought about it. Both. Selectively. Smart answer. Catherine approved. Respond to the ones who might be useful. Ignore the rest. Cruelty should be strategic, not indiscriminate. More texts came through. This one from Dad. Dad. Victoria, your mother is very upset. Please call when you can. Not, I'm upset. Not, what happened was wrong. Just Mom's upset. Typical. Then one from Brandon. Brandon, you just destroyed a pregnant woman's livelihood. Hope you're proud. I showed that one to Catherine, too. She rolled her eyes. Men who enable cruel women always blame other women for the consequences, she said. Block him. He's irrelevant. One more text came through. This one made my blood run cold. Jennifer. I'm sorry, please. I'm begging you. Talk to Catherine. Get me my job back. I'll do anything. I stared at it for a long moment. What does she want? Catherine asked. Her job back. Absolutely not. Catherine's voice was flat. I don't reverse terminations. It sets a terrible precedent. I wasn't going to ask you to, I said. She's my sister. She's pregnant. And part of me feels... Don't. Catherine interrupted. Don't let biology guilt you into protecting someone who wouldn't protect you. She made a calculation. She thought humiliating you would elevate her. She was wrong. That's not your responsibility to fix. She was right. I knew she was right. But Jennifer's text sat there, begging, pathetic. What if she loses everything? I asked quietly. The house, the stability, everything she's built? Then she'll rebuild, Catherine said. Like you did. Like I did. Like every woman who's ever faced consequences for someone else's cruelty. She'll survive. But the baby will be fine, Catherine finished. Brandon has a job. They presumably have savings. The baby will have everything it needs. What Jennifer won't have is the comfort of avoiding accountability. I looked out the window. We were heading toward downtown, toward my loft, toward my old life that was about to become something entirely different. You're going to get a lot of pressure to forgive her, Catherine said. Family will expect it. Society will demand it. People will call you heartless, vindictive, cruel. Are you prepared for that? I thought about Jennifer's face when she'd called me a loser, the way everyone had laughed, the way it had felt to be small and powerless and humiliated. Yes, I said. I'm prepared. Type prepared if you're ready for the ending. 2 weeks later, I walked into Brennan Media Group headquarters for my first day as Director of Strategic Marketing. Corner office, floor-to-ceiling windows, assistant named Marcus who brought me coffee before I even asked. My nameplate was already on the door, Victoria Chen, etched in brass. I'd returned the stroller, used that money, plus part of my signing bonus to buy a designer suit that made me look like I owned the world. Maybe I didn't own it yet, but I was definitely renting. Catherine stopped by around 10, leaning in my doorway. How's the first morning? Surreal, I admitted. Good surreal. Excellent. Oh, I thought you'd want to know. I heard through the grapevine that your sister landed a job. Some small firm in the suburbs. Entry-level HR coordinator, $40,000 a year. From 6 years of experience and decent pay to starting over at entry-level. The fall was steep. How do you feel about that? Catherine asked. I paused, examining my emotions honestly. I feel nothing. Not satisfaction, not guilt. Just nothing. That's healthy, Catherine said. Indifference is the final stage of moving on. My phone buzzed, Mom calling. I'd been ignoring her calls for 2 weeks. Dad's too. You'll have to talk to them eventually, Catherine observed. I know, just not today. She nodded and left. I turned to my computer, opened my email, and started building my empire. 3 months passed. Jennifer had her baby. A girl. Mom sent photos I didn't open. Dad left voicemails I didn't return. Maya kept me updated. Jennifer's new job was terrible. Brandon was stressed about money. Their house was on the market. The golden retriever went to live with Brandon's parents because they couldn't afford pet care anymore. I felt exactly as much sympathy as Jennifer had shown me during my unemployment. None. 6 months passed. Meridian Digital launched. My campaign was featured in Forbes. Catherine promoted me to VP of Marketing. My salary jumped to $350,000. I bought a penthouse. Not because I needed one, but because I could. A year passed. Mom showed up at my office. Made it past security somehow. Showed up at my door looking older, smaller. "Victoria, please," she said. "It's been a year. Jennifer wants to apologize. The whole family wants to reconcile." "No," I said simply. "She was wrong. She knows that. But she's suffered enough." "Has she?" I asked. "Has she really?" Because from where I'm sitting, she has a healthy baby, a husband who supports her, and a job. She has everything she needs. She just doesn't have everything she wants. There's a difference. You're her sister. And she destroyed me in front of 60 people, I replied. For entertainment. Because it made her feel superior. That's not family. That's cruelty with shared DNA. Mom left crying. I went back to work. Some people say forgiveness is strength, that holding grudges poisons you. Maybe they're right. But I sleep fine at night in my penthouse. I excel at my job. I built an empire from the ashes of my sister's humiliation. And Jennifer? Jennifer learned that some words can't be taken back. Some laughter costs everything. If you believe Victoria deserved her victory, comment victory below. If you think she should have forgiven Jennifer, comment forgive. And if this story shocked you, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about justice, revenge, and consequences. What would you have done in Victoria's position? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.